Okay, let's try this again. Hi. The Middle Maniac back again. Yeah, so I tried to record this before, but um anyway, so in this video I'm gonna be listing off my top 10 favorite Judas Priest songs. Yeah, I tried to record. This is my second attempt at trying to record this video. The first time I was like halfway through recording, and my computer just suddenly decided to update itself, so I lost the recording. So I'm doing everything all over again. Anyway, so yeah, my top 10 favorite Judas Priest songs. Um, so before I get into the top 10, I have a few honorable mentions. Um, First off is a Starbreaker from Sin After Sin. And also, what was it? The Ripper. The version from 98 Live Meltdown. Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight, United, and Red, White, and Blue. All songs from British Steel. Jawbreaker from Defenders of the Faith. And Firepower and Lightning Strike from the album Firepower. Alright, so those were the honorable mentions. Now I'm going to get to the actual top 10. Alright, so number 10 is Reckless from Turbo. I actually have grown to really like Turbo. I can't remember exactly where I ranked it in my ranking of the Judas Priest albums, but I don't know. I think I ranked it actually quite high than most people. I don't know. I've just grown to actually really love that album more and more and more over time. But yeah, Reckless is something. Even when I first listened to Turbo and didn't really like it that much, that's the song that stood out to me the most. I know it's just a really sort of fun song. That guitar solo in the middle is just one of my favorites. In terms of a Judas Priest song, that is. But yeah, Reckless is at number 10. All right, yeah, I have a list here so I can keep track. At number 9 is Nightcrawler. Now this one is a really interesting song because I actually do like both the studio album version and then the live version with Ripper Owens. Although I do think the studio version is slightly better, considering that I don't think that Ripper Owens really nailed the creepy monologue part of the song. He did well on the rest of the song, but I think he just couldn't capture the creepiness that Rob Halford brought to that particular part of the song. But yeah, the riff in it is really good. I love the story. It's just basically a creature from the unknown coming into a town, basically devouring everyone. But yeah, it's just a really great song, a really creepy song. There hasn't been a really creepy Judas Priest song in a long, long time. I'd say the most recent one, I guess, would be Necromancer from Firepower. But nothing as not as that's not. I mean, even though it's kind of creepy, it's not as a creepy song as a Nightcrawler. But yeah, that's a really good song. It's at number 9. At number 8 is Hellion / the Electric Eye, the opening to the album, not Firepower, Screaming for Vengeance. This song is really good. A really good opener too. Like the Hellion part, like the Hellion, the instrumental fits so well with the actual song itself, Electric Eye. I really like it. It's just I just wish that the rest of the album was as good as this opening track. But yeah, it's still really good, really good. So that's why it's at number 8. At number 7 is Rising from Guardians and Rising from Ruins from the album Firepower. Really, it should have been like how the Hellion. It should have been like, you know how like I just mentioned, Hellion / the Electric Eye. It should have been like one song, one track, but slightly broken into the instrumental leading into the song. instead of the instrumental, and then the next overall track, the actual song itself. But yeah, so I kind of put it in as like a Guardians slash Rising from Ruins, because those really should be together. Guardians is just an amazing short instrumental and lead up to Rising from Ruins. It has a really cool acoustic piano bit, and yeah, I know I like acoustic piano, but I don't like it when it's the entirety of the song, like Empire of the Clouds. But here, it's a very short 1 minute track, leading into the epic song "Rising from Ruins." Um, just a really uplifting and motivational song. I really enjoy it. The guitar work is amazing. Some of the best guitar work since um, Jugulator. I really love the guitar work on Jugular and Painkiller as well, but I don't think there has been that good of guitar work since um, uh, Painkiller and Jugulator. Cause, I don't know. But yeah, that's at number 7. At number 6 is the song "Hell Is Home" from Demolition. The only good song from Demolition. I don't know why. I mean, it's the same thing with the what is it? Screaming for Vengeance. I honestly believe, it's only my opinion, the only good song from Screaming for Vengeance is Hellion / The Electric Eye. But yeah, going back to Hell Is Home, what an amazing song. Again, like I've said before, it's such a shame that it's on an album where the rest of the songs are very boring. Um, yeah, I mean, it's such a really good song. I love the acoustic guitar and intro too. I love how they melded it so well with the rest of the instruments, like the electric guitars, the drums, and it just fits so well. And it's just a somber intro into the main section of the song. Even though it's pretty simple, it's still really catchy. And Ripper Owens' voice is just so menacing in the song. Just like a really catchy song too. But yeah, Hell Is Home is number 6. At number 5, a lot of people are going to be surprised this is this low in my list, but at number 5 is Painkiller from the album Painkiller. This one used to be my favorite Judas Priest song until but that was back when I was starting to just get into Judas Priest. I was just starting to listen to their discography, so I hadn't listened to many songs at that point in time. But it's still an amazing song. I still really like it. It's not my favorite anymore though, but I still love it. Rob Halford's vocals are amazing. Definitely not my favorite of his vocal performance, but it's still really good. Actually, the very first time, here's the funny thing. Funny thing is, the very first time I ever listened to Painkiller, I hated it. I hated it because of the vocals. But then I don't know. I think it was maybe a month or so later. I gave it a second listen. But here's the thing: I gave it a second listen around the time I was starting to listen to more and more of Judas Priest, so I was kind of used to Rob Halford's vocals. At that point, I'm like, okay, this is actually a really good song. But yeah, so it was just, I always thought it was kind of interesting how I didn't like that song at first, then second listen, like, okay, this is an amazing song. But yeah, it's just a great song. Rob Halford's vocals are amazing. Glenn Tipton's guitar solo is one of my favorite guitar solos of all time. It's just so good. I think he's even said in a few interviews, a couple interviews, where he said that particular guitar solo that he did is his favorite he's ever done. And you can really tell that, especially watching the music video, he's just having the time of his life. You can tell he's really loving playing that guitar solo. But yeah, it's just an amazing song overall. I absolutely love it. Next up at number 4 is Cathedral Spires from the album Jugulator. My absolute favorite closing to an album. It's just a perfect closing track. Wait, is it my favorite? I don't know. I always for some reason, once in a while, I always switch up what is my favorite album closer. I don't know why. Just from time to time, I switch it up. Uh, but it's in rotation. But at the moment, Cathedral Spires is my favorite album closer. I might have said said it was something different when I did my list of my top 10 favorite album closers. I might have said it was Hallowed Be Thy Name. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know. Again, my favorite keeps swapping out constantly. But it all cycles back eventually to one or the other. There's like, I don't know, a good few that keep cycling as my favorite, but it's really good. It's always been like one of my favorites. Sometimes one of my favorites, sometimes my absolute favorite. It's just an amazing album closer, and even for people who don't like the album Jugulator, everyone loves Cathedral Spires. Um, Everyone can still see how an amazing song it is. Ripper Owens does some of his highest pitched vocals in the song, especially at the very end. I love the sort of eerie choir again towards the end of the song. I love the very mellow, almost acoustic style opening, leading into and then just building up and building up and building up to an absolute bombastic sounding song. But yeah, I absolutely love it. That's why it's at number 4. At number 3 is the title track to Jugulator. This one I love a little bit more than Cathedral Spires. It's just a really sinister sounding song. And the lyrics, even though they're it's a little bit cheesy, almost like a cheesy horror movie type lyrics, but they're still really, really good. I'd say my 2 favorite parts of the lyrics is I'd say the part what was it again? Jugulator killing time now reaches in and rips her spine out. And then the other one of my favorites part of the lyrics is Jugulator he is near. What was it? Jugulator he is near, attracted by the stench of fear, part demonic, part machine. Your life now ends, it's time to feed. Again, very cheesy horror lyrics, but still really, really, really good. And then the riff too, the guitar riff, the drumming's amazing. I actually, in my opinion, the drumming on the album Jugulator is Scott Travis's best drum work. But yeah, just an amazing song overall. Really great opening song. But yeah, it's at number 3. At number 2 is Abductors, again from the album Jugulator. Abductors is, of course, my favorite song from the album. It's just the drum work, the vocals, the guitars, everything is perfect about this song. And I know, I just love, and I especially love the pairing of that really dark, crushing riff with the sinisterness of Tim Ripper's vocals. He does some really cool sort of high-pitched vocals paired with slightly more not mundane, but slightly more all not really calm, but he does really high-pitched vocals paired with sort of like, I guess you could say, sort of lesser intense vocals. But yeah, no, I absolutely love it. It's a perfect song to me. But yeah, Abductors, number 2. At number 1, my favorite Judas Priest song of all time is The Sentinel. Overall, the perfect Judas Priest song. There's no flaws with this song. It sounds as good live as it does on the studio version and vice versa. Like, even when Ripper Owens sang it, he didn't, like, even though he didn't quite capture the intensity of the vocals as Rob Halford did. But even then, it's still an amazing song. Like, there could be, like, there's no way that this song could have ever be played live and be bad. It's just that good of a song. From the opening riff to the vocals to the awesome 2-piece guitar solo in the middle to the repetitive but awesome chorus repeats at the end. It's just an absolute perfect Judas Priest song, and my all-time favorite Judas Priest song. Got something on my screen. Anyway, there we go. So that's it for this video. That was my top 10 favorite Judas Priest songs of all time. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.